Every year, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana trains about 100 ministers to fill up vacancies in its ministerial roles. The church is keen on theological education and ministerial formation, but balances this with a ministerial probationary studies aimed at bridging the gap between seminary education and practical field work.
Ministerial probationary studies was born out of the need to see how to bridge the gap between what is learned in the seminary and then what is also experienced on the field. So the probationary study was to serve like a bridge to bring this experience where students who have just been come out from the probationary studies, who have just come out from seminaries, they are able to really bring together what they have learned and what they have experienced on the field to be able to make sense. And you, like all other professional bodies, you need some kind of what you learn, the theory and then the practice. You are able to get all these things together so that your experience will be solid. So like lawyers, they have to go through some probationary period. Doctors will have to go through some housemanship to really work under experienced ministers or experienced people to be able to come out as professionals. So also the probationary period was seen to be something that we should organize in such a way that those who complete seminary training will be able to serve under experienced ministers and have some time to come to reflect on their experiences, all meant to enable them or equip them so that they can become effective ministers. So this ministry was given to Kwame Bediako, the Akrofi Christella, to organize for the ministry, the Committee on Ministry. So we do this on behalf of the Committee on Ministry, which is a statutory committee of the General Assembly Council, so that we are able to provide effective service and equip our ministers so that they will not just have head knowledge, but they will be able to have the head knowledge and the experience and be able to see how they can be well equipped to serve and serve very well. That's the rationale for the probationary studies. Yes, the church works in the society or in the community, and so we allow our probationary studies to focus on some of the ministry challenges, experiences, because as main agents of the church has confidence in us that we'll go and solve the problems on the ground. So we want our probationers to reflect on what they are doing on the field, some of the challenges, and investigate, do some kind of study, and provide some kind of solutions so that all will enhance our ministry and make us very effective. So if we look at what some of the essays that have been presented, some look at church attendance, poor church attendance, some look at galamsey issues, challenges, some look at beliefs, witchcraft beliefs, and so on. How do we minister in all these areas effectively, bringing the gospel to be the answer, or Christ to be the answer to some of these challenges? And some contemporary issues that come about are some of the things that these essays are dealing with, all meant to share knowledge on how our ministers can handle issues when they confront them.
Yeah. What I will say is that when you enter into a new job in the secular sense, they will say you are under probation for a period before you are confirmed. Within the church's circles, probationary studies suggest a few of the following. Number one, that you can go to study and study theology on what it means. But what is the existential reality when you have studied all that, and that is when you are in the field. So probationary studies are meant, as it were, to let those who are commissioned to be ministers to understand the reality that they will face, that they are in when they get to the field. So it is essential, as it is important, as it is mandatory, so that you don't just go with knowledge, but you go with the practical know-how of what to face. And when you notice the probationary studies, the way the church, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, has been able to bring it up, it's not just me and my colleagues who are talking, but we allow the probationers, with the experiences that they have in the field, to come and tell us. They tell us verbally, but they tell us in the write-ups like something like this, so that we will be able to know, when you have been in the field, what is it that you recognize which is essential and important for the ministry within the contextual framework of where you are and the challenging issues that come up, and what you propose to do with them. And with the probationary studies, as you recognize, when you come and make the presentations, we don't say just go. We interrogate you. We ask you questions. We try to let you defend what you have written, and to be able to also tell us the relevance for the ministry. So yes, probationary studies is mandatory, not as a way of saying you are good or not good. That's not it at all. But that you go into the field not just with knowledge, but the practical know-how. And that is the essence of the probationary studies.
Some of the probationers undergoing the studies share their views on the overall objective and the impact of the course.
Well, I think so far the probationary study has been very helpful. I've met a lot of my colleagues, so it has given us opportunity to share ideas, a lot of inspiration from our senior ministers who are also here to guide us and to lead us through some of the discussions and presentation. So actually, I think it's a very good opportunity to prepare us for the task ahead as ordained ministers.
I'm Reverend Timothy Tete Tekpe from the Tema Community 2 District and the Prince of Peace Congregation Committee 5. This is my second session, so year 1, session 2. And from the devotions to the classroom or lecture sessions, it has been entirely a moment of retreat and a moment of learning. And beyond assimilating the field practices to the theoretical lessons we learn in the classroom, it guides and it helps us to identify specifically how we can be impactful to our members and our congregation. And evidently from the theme that the director of Ramsey Training Center chose for the devotions the entire week, chosen that the mission will not suffer loss. I think I can speak for myself and my colleagues that we have realized that there is a call and we must not disappoint our God and the mission of God in the Presbyterian Church of Ghana and our respective congregations should not suffer loss. And we are all committed, especially myself, to do our very best to glorify God and to lift high the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Thank you.
My name is Neil Landon. I'm one of the campus ministers for NUBSG University of Ghana. This is my second probationary studies session, and I'm learning a lot about how to discover problems in my congregation and how to think through possible solutions to avert or to reduce the effect of the problems in my congregation. I think that has been the main highlight for my year 1 second session of the probationary studies.
About probationary studies, I think it's been very helpful to myself. This is our 4th session. And this session in particular has given me certain insights about ministry that even the seminary could not give to me. So the insight I received is an upgrade of what I learned during seminary. So I think it's very important. The Presbyterian structure for the growth of ministers, especially, is very important. And I think if other churches will incorporate this in their system, every minister will come out fully baked, not half baked. You see, even though we all like cake, when the cake comes out half baked, it becomes poisonous. So no matter how much you like cake, you need to come out fully baked so that you would be presentable and pleasant in the mouth of all your users. Finally, probationary study is like the final stage of every production house. That is when the product is tested whether it's fit for the market. So quality assurance is tantamount to probationary studies. God bless you. Amen.
Enjoyed the session so much, more especially the devotion. It has been so inspiring us to know that this mission, we have been chosen, that the mission of God will never suffer loss. And we rely on the example of Joseph, the example of Daniel, that we should hold on. It doesn't matter what will happen in this mission. God knew why he chose us. And definitely he's going to use us if we are still attached to him and we are willing to stand firm for him in this battle. And surely this mission, because of us, will not suffer loss, because we have lifted up the banner high and we are ready to stand for it. And during the classroom sessions too, I've also enjoyed it so much, especially the lesson about how we have to handle the children's service.
Also, this research, I came across a number of things. One of the things that I believe the church, more particularly about the Ghana Presbytery, I pray that we can take it on, is the issue of multiple church membership. Most of these our cosmopolitan congregation, realize that we have a lot of members turning out for Sunday and some special programs. But when it comes to midweeks, we record very low attendance. All because a number of or large proportion of our church members belongs to other ministry groups, other fellowship, other churches or parachurches. So, for instance, we are organizing a Bible study time. The person is interested in prophetic, and the person belongs to one prophetic ministry somewhere. So you will not see the person attending, which is one of the things that I think we need to work on, about understanding why church members would like to belong to multiple Christian bodies or parachurches. And then two, the issue of sound when we want to engage them online. Most of our churches these days seem to be doing online services, but when you compare it to other denominations, you realize that ours is not engaging enough. The sound quality, the lighting, realize that it's not engaging enough. So our members will prefer. And the truth of the matter is, this is a reality that I believe we have to face, that the other online services from other denominations have given our church members a lot of alternatives. So when I want to watch, let's say, PCG, Grace Congregation, and it's not engaging enough, quickly I can switch off to, how do we call it, Alpha Hour or Makers. So it's something that I believe we need to look at. Another thing too is, particularly with generational groups, their meeting days, they seriously have to look at it. Do we necessarily have to meet weekly? Because there is that the weekly engagement makes it quite challenging to a number of people, because in Accra, people have to commute long distances to the church premises, and sometimes they close from work, they are tired, and now before they are coming to programs and all that. So we need to look at that one too. And then the other thing that I believe we also have to look at is timing. We should do as much as possible to stay within time limit. 1 hour, 1.5 hour, we close. And then I think those are some of the few things that have come across that I would like to share with the audience.
The Registrar of the Akrofi Institute of Theology, Mission and Culture, Reverend Dr. Michael Sowanorte, emphasized the Church's philosophy of continuous education.
The Church has provided several opportunities for ministers to be trained beyond the ordination. And we have several continuing education programs that go on. The School of Management is available for ministers. Ministers have the opportunity to also attend various courses that are run through the presbyteries and then through the national office. There are also opportunities for further training in the area of theology with the Akrofi Christology Institute of Theology, Mission and Culture, various certificate programs that are organized in the areas that will help enhance ministers in their field of operation. So there are many certificate programs that are on offer that ministers can take advantage of and be able to apply themselves in the areas of ministry that they are serving. So several of these programs, alongside other accredited studies programs for Master of Arts, for Master of Theology, for PhD programs, all these are available on offer at the Akrofi Christology Institute of Theology, Mission and Culture. And ministers can get themselves well trained, well equipped, so that they can serve the church better. Thank you.
Probably your final words to the probationers, especially those who are going to be ordained this year.
Yeah, we thank God that they have come very far as ministerial probationers. They've gone through 2 years of ministerial probationary studies, and we believe they are well equipped and they know very well that they have been chosen and equipped so that the mission of God will be able to progress. We pray for them and wish them well and encourage all the second years who are about to be ordained to continue to give of their very best in service to the Lord and to His church. They should embrace all challenges that they may encounter and do their best to enable the church to fulfill all the mission strategies, all the agenda that we have to ensure that the church grows in leap and bounds, so that the PCG in the year 2028 we can have our Vision 2.0, that which is the 2.0, 2 million membership by 2028. We can have that, and we can have our 1,000 churches. We can have strong discipleship in our various congregations and districts. We can see the PCG going on and becoming a great church as we all look forward to. Thank you very much.
The mandatory 2 years of probation in the Presbyterian Church of Ghana is therefore not just a period of waiting, but of deep reflection, practical theology, and spiritual preparation towards ordination. Reverend Stanley Todison, PRO for the Ghana Presbytery, reporting from Ramsia Training Center, Abetifi.